All right, let's kick it off. If you've got something you want to share, throw it in the chat. We're here to celebrate. Here to celebrate. So, welcome you guys to the middle of December. We are closing out 2025 super strong, and I'm grateful and excited to be a part of it and to see it. This is the Felix Durgan Ellefson Agency's team call every week, same time, same place. Let's get this party started. Let's look at some leaderboards here. So for the week, and this is the week closing out 12/6, so we're just going to review a little bit, see kind of what people were doing then. We're always a little bit ahead on this, on a little bit behind, I should say, on these leaderboards because we want to make sure everything has time to issue and get into place. So for the leaderboards of the week of 12/6, we've got Tommy Boy with one family for 433 APV. We've got Lakeisha for one family, 687. We've got Tracy, brand new writer. Shout out to her. And she's also Rachel's very first writer. So congrats all the way around there. Tracy also brought in two warm market people that are working through the course, getting ready to test any day now. So a lot of momentum on Team Stacy side. But we've got one family protected for 1,404. Incredible Wood, two families for 1,719. James, one family for 2,176. Rafa, one family for 2,251. Myself, five families, 3,340. Lorenzo, two families for 3,976. And then Mama Margot leading the pack, three families, 8,315. We've got Team Felix, four families at 8,405. Team Durgan Ellefson, 13 families, 15,900. So far for the month of December, we're halfway through. There's a lot that can happen here. We've got 6 unique riders, 2 brand new faces here, getting things rocking and rolling. 15 families at 34,329. For Durgan Ellefson, we've got 9 unique riders, 1 brand new, 30 families for 35,185. Great job, everybody. This is the best month for insurance, the best for a lot of reasons. First of all, people are thinking about family, right? People are thinking about giving and protecting and securing and closing out the year on a strong note. So all of that's already on the brain, on top of the fact that historically speaking, carriers issue more business in the month of December than any other month. And that's because they want to close out this year. Accounting wise, that's something that is really important. So they want to close out this year and start 2026 strong with a fresh slate. So things just kind of get through on December. So you have a really high issue rate, really high approval rate, and you got a lot of people that are thinking about family and thinking about how they can get their affairs in order so they can start 2026 with some peace of mind. So get out there and seek that opportunity. Bridget, over to you.
Yeah. Morning, guys. And so this slide is about building your business, conversations, like just talking about it, like Tom was saying. A lot of times it's that attraction marketing, right? Hey, this is what I'm doing, or just kind of a comment about, I'm so glad I'm able to be here and still, have flexibility, but earn this. I mean, people will want to know more about that. So for last week, James and I had a conversation. Paige had 3, Tom had 5. One thing too, guys, Paige was talking about December being, a great month to help people with coverage, and it 1000% is. On the other side of that, when do companies normally phase out people, do layoffs? Unfortunately, a lot of times it's the end of the year, so they kind of clean their books to see, oh, what's our budget for next year? So there'll be people, unfortunately, that will be let go over these next few weeks. And they may see it coming, they might not. So it's a great time to talk about what we do. We're in a recession resistant, say that 10 times fast, industry. And so just talking about it with people, because this is the time. So you have to start here. And this, you need to get on this slide to be able to then enjoy that time, money, freedom. That's the real goal here.
And here you go. The coolest slide that we have. These are new writers. These are people that have made the decision to move forward, to get through everything, to get their license, to start helping families. Tracy, direct to Paige, new writer. Love it. Emily, direct to James. And Gina, direct to Bridget. This is where it all starts, right here. Actually, being on this call is where it starts. This is where you say, I'm in both feet. Period. That's all I got.
Yeah, and Tracy's actually direct to Rachel, so I'm sure that that was just a weird little overlook. But she's direct to Rachel, so all the snaps to Rachel on that. And last but not least, if you're here, you already know this is the Zoom workroom open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. There's a ton going on here, you guys, and sometimes it's just a matter of looking for it. So you're already on our breakout room. This is where we are every single Monday at this time. But if you look at the little breakout rooms button down at the bottom of your screen, you'll be able to see a lot that's happening. So get on here, dial when you're dialing on here. Doing it in front of people boosts accountability. It also helps. You can learn in real time, get some live feedback. You can listen to other people dial, hear how they do it. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a tweak in the way you say things, and that makes all the difference. So get on here, listen. Those who are plugged in close to the fire, we say, are the ones who stay lit. So get yourself there. Of course, it's all up to you. So no one's going to make you, but this is just what the successful people do. And with that, that wraps up our slides for the day. We can go ahead and minimize that. I'm excited to talk today. I'm always excited to talk. But I wanted to actually kind of take this back to the basics. And I want to talk about why what we do is the coolest job on the planet. So why is being an insurance agent the coolest job on the planet? Now, first and foremost, let's all be a little bit honest here. Drop something in the chat. I like the chat activity. What first came to your mind when you heard the term insurance agent? Before you did this, before you chose this as a career, what was the first thing that came to your mind? Be honest. For me, I thought like stuffy suits and like weird glasses and like having to like go to people's houses and be a little bit weird and like force sales on people that didn't want them. That's what I thought when I first got here. I thought it was something that mostly men did because that's kind of historically what it used to be. I thought it was something that took a lot of time, a lot of door knocking, a lot of just icky conversations that eventually got you to success, but took a long time. That was my impression. What else do we have? What else did people think? Right? Money. Okay, I like that, Sherry. That's good. That's good. Cubicles, sales breath, last resort, a briefcase. Rachel's just ugh. I like it. Bridget said boring. I like it. Yep, that's true, right? Shady, sneaky, sleazy people, money. Every insurance agent you've known has a lot of money. I like that, Sherry. That's a positive one. Right? We've all kind of had our biases coming in here. But what I want to talk about today is how this is actually the coolest, most impactful opportunity on the planet and why most people have no idea how good this is, right? How good we get to have it and how good they could have it too. So, first of all, we change lives daily, right? We prevent families from bankruptcy when medical emergencies happen. Did you know that medical debt is the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States today? Medical debt. And just talking to clients every single day on the debt free life side, helping them get out of that sooner, most have at least $2,500 to $5,000 in medical debt. Because what happens? They're diagnosed with something. Maybe they're in the hospital for a few weeks battling, right? It's a life or death thing for some people. So they're not going to say, "Oh, I can't afford that surgery, so I'm not going to do it even though it's going to save my life." That's just not how it goes, right? We know it's important. We know that being here and being present is what we all want the most. So we say yes to things and then we deal with the debt later. But most of our policies have living benefits, whether that be cash value that people can use to pay for things, but they also have things like built-in chronic critical terminal illness riders. So if someone's diagnosed with one of those things, those often include cancer, heart attack, strokes, which are the number one things that we see the most of. They can use their death benefit early and avoid medical debt completely. They can use that for trial treatments that might save their lives. They can use this for procedures that aren't covered by health insurance. They can use that to help pay the bills while they're laid up in the hospital. That's something that is a major impact for people that we get to help them with today and every day. We get to help families eliminate debt, right? We get to actually help them get on the other side of that by providing information, knowledge, resources, and actual policies that help them eliminate all their debt, often in under 9 years, including their mortgage, and often with no extra money paid a month. Who else gets to say they can do that? Who else gets to say that they can single handedly chip away from this national debt that we are all buried under? We get to help people retire earlier than they ever thought possible. We get to help people set up grow up plans for their children. They can be used for college funds. They can be used for first home purchases. They can be used for weddings. They can be used for them starting up their own business. It can also be used for their own future cash value banking strategies. We're helping people set their kids up to be in a substantially different position than they were at that age, just by one small decision. Hunter and I set this up for our son Brooks when he was 2 weeks old. We're contributing a little bit every month until he's 18, then we don't have to contribute anymore, but it's going to take on a life of its own. It's going to keep growing and growing and growing. And guess what? He's going to have full college paid for if that's what he wants to do. If he doesn't, he can keep growing and growing and growing, and he's going to be a millionaire by the time he retires, just from that, without anything else. These are huge. These are epic for people, and we get to help them with that. We get to walk families through the hardest days of their lives and take the financial burden off of their plates. We get to do that. There are families who still have homes today because someone on this call picked up the phone. Put a me in the chat if you've ever had to work with a death claim. I have several. If you've ever had to not deliver, we do it electronically, but if you've ever worked with a client's family because they passed away and you helped them get that money that they needed to at least take the financial burden off of their plate so they could focus on grieving like they should. Who's been able to do that? Show of hands. Yep. Brandon has. I know Bridget has. I know Tom has. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. And unfortunately, it's something everyone here is going to face if you're here long enough. It's awful. It's sad. But what we get to do for the family is so rewarding. And just that little bit of gratitude that we get to share in because they're now going to be okay financially. But not only that, right? We own our own future here. We get to have full control. And what does that mean? Right? You get to choose your work hours, whether it's early mornings, late nights, during nap time alone, weekends only, doesn't matter. You get to choose that. You have the potential to earn more this week than you used to earn in a month. Who here has earned more in a week than they have in an entire month in another career? I have. I've earned more in a month than I have in an entire year at once in another job. Who's done it? You get to choose how quickly you get promoted here. And this is based purely on production. Doesn't matter how good looking you are, although we got a really good looking crew. Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter how much someone likes you. It doesn't matter how many hours you work. I mean, it does because activity, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, what matters is whether you do the numbers or not. That comes from activity, don't get me wrong. That comes from showing up day in and day out. That comes from consistency. But you get to choose that. It's not a matter of personal opinion. It's not a matter of biases. It's not a matter of anything. You get to choose how quickly you get promoted here. And your promotion is 5%, by the way. Anybody come from an industry where your annual increase or your annual promotion was like 2%? Maybe. I was in an accounting, I was an accountant, and my first raise was $1,000 for the year. That didn't even handle the taxes that I pay from my paycheck in a year. $1,000 for a year. You get to decide if you want to be a solo agent or if you want to build an agency. Both are available to you at any time here. You get to decide if you want to work from home, a cabin, the beach, or your car. You get to pick your clients. You get to build your own reputation, create your own brand. This is yours. This has your name on it from the beginning. It's your license. Your name is on the door already from day one. You control your own income ceiling. And I'll give you a hint, there isn't one. There's no income ceiling here. There are people earning $5,000 a month here. There are people earning $500,000 a month here and beyond. And whether you choose to be somewhere on that spectrum, that's up to you. Something I want to point out, there are people on this call today who have made $10,000 in a single day. Some agents have doubled or tripled their old career income within their first year. That was me. I'd never made more than $40,000 before I came here. I tripled that my first year here. First full year as an agent from home, working less than I did as a full-time accountant. That's for sure. The promotions don't require permission. They just require effort. That's it. And everyone here is capable of effort. Doesn't have any other prerequisites besides effort. The lifestyle here. Let's talk about that. We have the opportunity to travel the world for free. Places like Mexico, Iceland, just got back from that, Costa Rica, Hawaii, Croatia, Ireland. And we don't just stay in Motel 6s over there, by the way. We travel in luxury. We stayed in the most expensive hotel in Reykjavik, Iceland. I didn't know that until our tour guide told us that. But staying there, it made sense. I'd never stayed somewhere that fancy before I got into insurance, that's for sure. We get hotel upgrades, we get spa credits, we get excursions, we get cool, awesome chef dinners, all of which can be paid for. Can you believe that? You can take your kids to the park on a Wednesday at 11 a.m. You can travel anywhere without begging a boss for PTO. You can take your laptop anywhere and continue to work. The mountains, the beach, an RV, traveling the country, an airport lounge. For those that have been here for a minute, what's the most interesting place that you've written a policy from? Drop it in the chat. I've written a policy in the Costco parking lot. I've written a policy in TJ Maxx, walking around. I've written a policy from an airport. Several, actually. What's the most interesting place that you've written an application? Protected a family. Creepy cabin in the woods, the grocery store, airport. Tom's written a lot from Florida on vacation. You can run appointments from your kitchen counter, from your couch, from a hotel balcony, at a Starbucks, anywhere you want. You can stack 3 days of work and take a 4-day weekend every week if you want to. This community is different. There's no workplace drama. There's no competition. There's no politics, just growth. You meet people you actually want to win with, and people actually want you to win here. It's not a you or me situation. It's a you and me. You're surrounded by leaders who give you their playbook for free. It's just a matter of showing up and being here, and you get it. You get the information that's available to everybody else. You get plugged into a community that reads books, that listens to podcasts, that's learning real skills that apply outside of this industry as well. Anybody here a better person since they started here? Anybody here grown a little bit, maybe, since they've started here? View things a little bit differently? Show up for people they love a little bit differently because you're here and you're aware and you've grown? I know I have. You're in an environment filled with accountability, with vision, work ethic, and higher standards because you deserve it. You deserve all those things. You get to become someone your kids and your partners, your spouses, are proud of watching you grow. You get to become that person that people around you are proud to know. I wasn't that person when I got here. I was just someone who jumped from career to career, stayed for a year, maybe, then moved on to the next thing. There wasn't a lot of pride in that. Anybody here, everybody here, whether you've been here for 5 minutes or 7 years, what's one thing you've gained that you didn't have at your last job? One thing. Can be anything. Share. Let's see it. What's one thing you've gained here you didn't have at your last job? Hope. That's a big one. Freedom. Yeah. Being able to help people. A positive team. Yes. Impact. Respect. Time. James gained Bridget. Recognition. Absolutely. Accountability and perspective. Yeah, right? This opportunity is massive, you guys. Anyone can access it. The starting cost is an insurance license. That's it, right? It's the only thing you got to do before you can do anything else. You don't need a degree. You don't need a resume. You don't need any sort of corporate approval. One of the founders of our company didn't get past the 8th grade. He doesn't have a high school diploma. He might have a GED now, but it didn't for a while. This is open to anybody. You can earn a few $1,000s a week. You can earn a few $1,000s in a day. You can earn 6 figures your first year here. And I know that because I did it. And again, I'd never earned more than 40 in a year before that. You learn skills that transfer everywhere. Leadership, the opportunity and the ability to talk to people of all personality types and understand them and be curious. You learn time management, financial literacy, public speaking. You're helping families build generational wealth. You're not just selling them insurance. This is the one insurance policy that you are guaranteed to use, by the way. We get insurance on everything else, our phones, our computers, our cars. Why not our lives? Why not our retirements? Why not our debt? You're building your own generational wealth at the same time here. You're helping other people do that, and you're doing it yourself. There's no business model on the planet with more upside and a lower barrier to entry than this one. Drop a yes in the chat if you feel like this is the first career that you could actually break the ceiling in, that you can't see the top because it's not there. It's endless. You're going to reach it, and then there's more. This business isn't normal. It's special. It's powerful. It pays you what you're worth. It gives you freedom, challenges you to grow, and lets you change every single day. When you're dialing, when you're posting, when you're learning, remember, you're not just selling insurance. You're building legacies. You're creating a ripple effect that will go beyond what you can see. Who's committed to showing up differently this week? Who's committed to showing up this week and next week? It's a holiday, not a holiday. Who's committed to showing up regardless of what you can see in front of you right now? The next step is there, whether you see it or not. All you have to do is step forward. The only difference between you and others here is time. The only difference between you and the goal you want to reach is time and activity. This isn't something that may work out, could work out, might work out. If you find yourself using those words, that's the first problem. This will work out. You just have to make that decision and keep showing up until it does. I've never seen someone show up here with the activity, with the effort, every single week and fail. I've seen plenty of people show up one week and not the next week, and then partially the week after, and then not the week after that, and fail. Because this business rewards consistency. It rewards having it right up here. And everyone can control those two things. You can control how much you do. You can control how you think. You can't control the results. You can't control how many people answer the phone, but you can control how many people you call until you get the number that you need to answer the phone. So with that, have a great rest of your Monday, you guys. Thanks for letting me talk today. I hope you have a great week. I'm here if you need me. But thanks again.